That's a great story, actually. The BLM in Burns was great to deal with, and actually ran all the horses in, and I watched them move together as a unit. And when they were moving as a unit, I noticed that she was the only one that, because they're herd animals, and so it's like a school of fish. One moves and they all move. And I noticed that she was in the back, and she'd raise her head and maybe jog along, and then when she realized there was nothing to be worried about, she'd drop her head and walk and be like, "You guys are silly," and that was a quality I was really looking for, is a quiet mind. Didn't mean that it wouldn't change when you get her out of that herd mentality, but just as an individual, I like that she could think through a problem. I think a lot of this, you have to deal with nature versus nurture, and what they want to do on their own versus what you can teach them to do. And if they have a instinct to go a certain direction, then I think that sets you up ahead of things a little bit when they want to naturally do that. So I'm talking like, you send a horse across a pen, does it pick up what would be the correct lead for that balance, or do they crossfire? Do they change leads when they come across the middle, or do they stay on the counter canter? Where do they naturally want to balance themselves? And for Mustangs, the gentling process can be awful. It just depends on the horse, but it can also be really easy and streamlined. And I think that you kind of get the horse that you're meant to have when you do these challenges. You get the horse that you're meant to have at that point in time in your life. And if they tend to be our mirror. And so if you happen to get something that's a little more challenging, then maybe patience is what you need to be working on, and slowing down a little bit in life. She does have a great mind, and I've kind of thrown some things at her, and she got started really late, which was no fault of her own. It was just weather, being a really cold winter for us, and didn't want to be outside any more than I absolutely had to when it was in the negatives. And I show in Reined Cow Horse, and I had to go down to the Stallion Stakes down in Vegas, and knew that was a good opportunity to maybe drag her along. And at that point in time, that was April, I took her down there with 6 rides on her, and we're talking 1,000 horses, and just chaos constantly. And figured, well, she's supposed to show at South Point anyway, so it'd be a great opportunity to get her down there and just kind of let her see the sights in the big city. And been pretty darn willing, pushing her through a little bit of fear, pushing myself through a little bit of fear of what's this horse gonna do. And we kind of came to an understanding of, just I'll listen to you if you listen to me. And it's kind of been since then, so really since April. So she's got about 90 days of riding heading into Vegas, but I'm excited about it.